What's going on, everyone? Maze here with a 1v1 between the players NGAmaka and WhiteRa. We are playing today on Incineration Zone. And you guys might know this, but you might not. WhiteRa is actually the winner of the HDH Invitational. So he is actually one of the best players out in StarCraft 2 beta right now. I haven't heard all that much about NGAmaka. He might be a professional player. I'm not really sure. But let's see how he plays against the mighty WhiteRa on this matchup. It is a PvT, so this will definitely be a very fun game to watch. NGAmaka probably not deciding to go Reapers on this map. The Terran could go Reapers because he does have this sweet spot right here. We can just lift off his barracks, build Reapers with his tech lab, and he will be pretty much secured because of these destructible rocks right here. So I guess that kind of explains WhiteRa's really early scout right here. He sent out a scout at around 10 or 9. I didn't quite catch that, but definitely an early scout for WhiteRa. So he's trying to see what NGAmaka might be making. That barracks does go down though, so I think WhiteRa is able to rest a little bit easy, at least for now. He does some damage to that SCV with his probe, but that probe is very weak. He's probably going to wait for his shield to come back up again before he decides to get any more scouts on. That's exactly what he's doing. So we do see WhiteRa is going to keep harassing this SCV, a play that I personally love to do against SCVs. Definitely takes the attention off the Terran player a lot. We do see a refinery coming in, but like I said, I don't really think we are going to see Reapers from this Terran player right now. WhiteRa definitely doing a good job of getting early information on this player, but WhiteRa does have this early gas, so I don't think he is going to be using that to make any sort of rush decisions. I think he was just kind of doing that to anticipate what he might see from NGAmaka here. So we are still probably going to see an early stalker from WhiteRa. Yeah, there goes the cybernetic score, so we are going to still see the pretty standard PvT startup for Protoss, which is to get out that stalker as fast as you can. And NGAmaka is just going to be going Marines right now. We don't see Tech Lab, so he's not going to be trying to push out fast Marauders or anything. WhiteRa scouting for any kind of rogue buildings out here. Maybe even just trying to stay in this base to annoy NGAmaka as much as he can. We see NGAmaka is kind of doing more of the same. He has done almost 100 damage to this pylon. WhiteRa really has just kind of let him go at that. But right now he is being backed off by that probe. WhiteRa doing a decent job of keeping the Terran out of his base. But right now the Terran can't be expecting all that much from WhiteRa. He did see the cybernetics core, so he does know that there is going to be a stalker. We do see that a factory is being built out right here, so NGAmaka kind of playing Sneakston style right now. We do see a factory out in the corner of the map here, so he is trying to hide any tech he might be going, and his Marines are out here, of course, to catch any probes that might be wandering around. And we see that WhiteRa is doing more of the same, so WhiteRa is getting a Stargate, and I think what we might see from NGAmaka is some kind of tech. He might be going to go for some air against Protoss and just kind of hide that factory. Yeah, that's exactly what we see right now. The starport is being constructed. The factory is moving out. He is going to try to use his factory to scout. I guess he doesn't care if WhiteRa sees that factory because he is going to have his starport built. So we might see some kind of Banshees from NGAmaka, which is what I love to see in PvT. Banshees can be very effective. Banshees or an early dropship can be really great to harass the Protoss. But WhiteRa kind of expecting that, going for the Void Ray, and basically reducing any capability that NGAmaka is going to be able to get Banshees, because that Void Ray is going to be able to counter the Banshees. So right now, WhiteRa has pretty much forced NGAmaka to go for Vikings. So great play by WhiteRa right here. He is going to be able to get that Void Ray out before NGAmaka is going to be able to get any units. So WhiteRa going to be able to do some damage. He might even be able to snipe out that Viking if he is going to be able to get that charge up. It looks like he is going to. He can just charge up on the starport and wait for the Viking to come out. He is almost getting that beam charge, but no, he decides not to fully charge it yet. He is attacking that Viking. That Viking is trying to micro away, but that huge beam is just doing tons of damage to the Viking. But the Viking able to run away a little bit faster than that Void Ray. WhiteRa now destroying this reactor. NGAmaka may have been trying to make that for more Viking capabilities, or trying to go for a Hellion push, while WhiteRa is potentially going Void Ray heavy. We do see that NGAmaka is doing a great job microing with that Viking, forcing that Void Ray. He just has so much more range than the Void Ray does. So basically, without any air support from WhiteRa, NGAmaka is just going to be able to do that all day to that Void Ray, and the Void Ray finally goes down with the Phoenix coming in just a little bit behind. These Stalkers staying out here just in case NGAmaka decides to go for a ground push against WhiteRa. He is going to be able to see that, no problem. 2 Vikings going in. WhiteRa looks like he is kind of giving up on his air build right now because the Vikings might just be able to outmatch whatever air capability he was planning on going. I think WhiteRa is probably going for more of a ground heavy push, yeah. So he is going the 4-gate with the Twilight Council, so we are going to see Zealots with charge or Stalkers with blink. NGAmaka worried about any kind of reinforcement here. Great placement of this Viking here. Those Zealots are never going to be able to get down there in time. But the Phoenix doing tons of damage to that Viking. The Viking does go down with the Stalker support, so great job moving those Stalkers in right where we needed to from WhiteRa. Phoenixes do great damage against Vikings because they have that plus damage to light, while Vikings are plus damage to armored. So unit on unit, Phoenixes are definitely better than Vikings. Looks like NGAmaka is still going Vikings. I'm not sure why. It seemed like it was pretty clear that WhiteRa was going to stop producing Void Rays and Phoenixes, but I guess NGAmaka is a little bit scared that that is what he might be doing. We do see some Hellions and some pretty basic ground troops from NGAmaka right now, so nothing really crazy. WhiteRa coming in with the scout, but I think that Phoenix is going to die. Those Vikings just have so much range against that Phoenix. And looking at what's in production right now, we do see that legs are being upgraded for Zealots. I love to see that as the first. I love to see a fast Twilight Council and fast legs for the Protoss player, giving him that great mobility against the Terran to try to avoid the attack from Terran. Those Zealots really, charge really gives Zealots lots of lasting power, and going High Templar straight off the bat, this is like a dream right here for me to watch this play from WhiteRa. I love this strategy. Heavy Zealots, heavy High Templar against Terran is just great to see. NGAmaka really susceptible to what WhiteRa is constructing right now, since he doesn't have very many medevacs. He only has a handful of Marines, which are the perfect unit for WhiteRa to use his Psystorm on. But NGAmaka is going for a backdoor push right now, since WhiteRa has tons of map control on this area of the map and really not that much here. He does have a pylon here, so he probably is going to be able to see this push if NGAmaka does decide to go around the back door completely. I think that's what we are going to see. WhiteRa setting up for an expansion, it looks like. There are some High Templar already. The Psystorm is not yet available, but they do have enough mana for it, and there are no ghosts yet for NGAmaka, so he is definitely going to be hard-pressed to attack this base. I think WhiteRa is going to be able to see that. He is able to see some flames if he was directly looking at here right now. Yeah, but the Vikings now peeking their heads. WhiteRa definitely responds to that. He is not going to let NGAmaka get this high ground, so he is trying to position himself and keep him back down here and not let him get into this base.